3. Resume the music. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today I decided to do, oh god, what am I even gonna title this video? I don't even know what I'm gonna title it yet because I kind of have a lot of ideas going through my mind right now. First, I was kind of really inspired by the kind of typical celebrity glam makeup. I was looking at Maddie Bernard and Brielle Biermann's Instagram, and I saw a certain look where she did her makeup. I will insert the clip right here. So yes, I saw that picture and I was just like, holy crap, that is gorgeous. And I kind of wanted to do something pretty similar to that and just kind of take off of that and just kind of do an in-depth tutorial on kind of the typical celebrity glam makeup. But I also wanted to kind of incorporate my full coverage foundation and like base of what I do and how to make it not look cakey. So yeah, I just kind of had those two ideas implanted in my head, so I don't really know what I'm going to title this video yet, but yeah, so yeah, that was the inspiration for this video, and I'm gonna stop rambling on. If you guys want to see how to create this typical kind of celebrity glam, then please keep on watching. Bye guys. Alright, we are going to be starting with a super clean, fresh face. I have absolutely nothing on my face, nothing in my eyebrows, so we are going to completely start from scratch today. Sorry if you can hear my music in the background. But yeah, as you guys know, sometimes I like to start my videos off having foundation on, or most of the time I always have my eyebrows on, but for this tutorial, I do want this to kind of be a full-on transformation look. So yes, let's just jump into it. Alright, so I'm just going to start off and do my eyebrows first. I use the Anastasia Brow Wiz in Soft Brown and the Dip Brow in the shade Taupe to fill in the outer parts of my eyebrows. So I keep the pomade on the outer half of my eyebrow, and on the inner half I use the Brow Wiz just because I can be a little bit lighter with this and create some really good just like hair-like strokes in the beginning of my brow. And yeah, I just think it really makes the brow look a little bit more, it looks full, but it looks believable. It doesn't look like you have drawn on eyebrows, and this really helps prevent the block brow. I run out of breath so bad when I'm freaking explaining things. Alright, now that we have filled in our eyebrows, I'm going to take a Morphe M432, which is just a flat definer brush like this, and I'm just going to use this and a little bit of concealer. I'm going to use the Tarte Shape Tape today, and I'm just going to carve out the bottom of my eyebrows. Now you can do the tops of the eyebrows if you want. I don't particularly always do that. Sometimes I feel like it can look a little too clean and it can kind of, I don't know, just make it look not as natural, but it's whatever your preference is. Do whatever you like. Now I'm just taking the rest of that concealer that was on the back of my hand and I added just a little bit more to my eyelids because I didn't have enough left. And I'm just going to block out my eyelids and make sure that everything is concealed and there are no veins. Now, I have to do this because I have very veiny eyelids, and if I don't, it'll show through my eyeshadow. Also, your concealer, that when you do this over your eyelids, it's going to act as an eye base and a primer. So it's just going to conceal everything, and then your eyeshadow is just going to be able to stick to it. So yeah, the concealer doubles as a primer and it blocks out all the discoloration in your eyelids. Okay, now I'm going to set that concealer using the Stay Matte Powder by Rimmel. This one's in the shade Transparent. You're going to want to make sure to get a little bit of powder at least over top of the concealer to set it a bit so it doesn't go creasy and cakey. Okay, so I'm going to take Anastasia's Orange Soda, and this is going to act as my transition shade today, and I'm just going to take that on a Sigma E40 blending brush, and I'm just going to take that shade, since it is our transition shade, I'm going to apply it into the transition area, which is our crease. So yeah, the transition area is the space between your eyelid and your brow bone. So you want to make sure that the lightest of colors are going to be more near the brow bone. They're going to be higher up, and the darker shades are going to be more deep into the crease, and they're just going to be kept a little bit lower down. Now, no, there are no rules in makeup. You can do whatever you want. This is just what I have found looks best and what a lot of people have found out that looks best. It just makes sure that everything looks blended and it doesn't make you look like you got punched in the face or anything like that. I'm still getting the hang of explaining things, you guys, so I'm sorry if my explanations are a bit all over the place. I'm not the best at explaining, but I do try. Alright, now I'm going to take this nice medium brown shade. This is Bake Sale from Makeup Geek, and I'm just going to take that with a Morphe M513 brush. This is one of my favorite brushes to use with medium tones to dark shades of eyeshadows, just because it is a little bit more tapered. It is not as fluffy as the E40 from Sigma is. So yeah, I like to use this one to use with a little bit of darker shades to keep it deeper into the crease area. So I'm just going to take this shade in the crease, but I'm going to keep this shade just a little bit lower. Now it doesn't matter as much because the shade is pretty light. It's not too dark, so you can blend it out a little bit farther than a super dark shade. So this one, just keeping it a little bit lower than Orange Soda, but not really, really deep in there. You want to be able to see this, and you want to be able to see the gradient. Now I'm going to take Anastasia Beverly Hills Morocco eyeshadow. This is a really beautiful, dark, warm brown shade. And I'm just going to take that on the same Morphe M513 brush. And I'm just going to do the exact same thing, putting this into the crease area, but making sure that it is not blended as high. So I'm just going to keep the shade a little bit lower in the crease. Because this brush is a goat-haired brush and it is not synthetic, the color pigment is going to be a little bit more soft. It's not going to be as pigmented as a synthetic brush would apply shadows and color. So that's one thing to keep in mind about goat-haired brushes like this one, that they are not going to apply a product as pigmented as a synthetic brush would. That is not to say that they don't apply eyeshadows pigmented at all. That's just saying that they aren't as pigmented as a synthetic brush. Alright, now as you can see that the blending could be a little bit better on this Morocco shade. So now what I'm going to do is take a little bit of Orange Soda that we used in the beginning, and this shadow right here is optional because you don't have to do it if you don't want to, but it is Chickadee from Makeup Geek. But what I'm going to do is just mix those two shadows together, and I'm going to take it on a Sigma E38. This is a diffused crease brush, and what I'm going to do is just take it on the very outer part of where the blending of that shade ended. So I'm going to tap off the excess on my brush. I don't want to apply too much because then we can ruin it and it'll be too pigmented right here, and then that'll be another blending issue. So make sure that you do not have a ton of product on the brush. But what we're going to do is just slowly start to diffuse the line of the Morocco shade and the other shades. Just like that. And I don't know if you can tell on camera the difference, but you can see that this has more of a gradient and it is more blended than right over here. Now, just to take it a little bit darker, I'm going to add a little bit of hot chocolate from Anastasia Beverly Hills into the crease area as well. Alright, now I'm just going to apply Anastasia Beverly Hills Henna onto the lid. This shade is like one of the most beautiful copper shades you will ever see in your life. Alright, now as you can see, I have a lot of fallout on my face and we don't want to keep that there. So I'm just going to take a makeup wipe and I'm just going to wipe off the fallout, as well as cleaning up the outer part of the eye where all the eyeshadow ends. I like to kind of clean that up and make it look kind of like a cat eye. Alright, so I just applied my Kylie Santorini highlighter to my inner corners and brow bone. I know, this highlighter is so freaking blinding, it's insane. So now I'm just going to grab the Soft Glam Palette real quick. This is so unnecessary. If you guys have a super dark brown shadow, then just use that. Doesn't really matter which one you use, but I'm going to take Cypress Umber right here, which is in the palette, and I'm just going to use that on an angled eyeliner brush. This one is a Morphe M160-116. I don't know what that means. It's an angled eyeliner brush. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm just going to so I'm not going to create like legit eyeliner with eyeliner. I'm going to do it with a dark brown shadow. I just like doing this. I think it gives a really fun, just hazy, smoky effect, but it's a little bit softer because it's not black. But yeah, I'm just going to take that and run that right along the lash line. I just really like doing this with a lot of eyeshadow looks, actually, not just this one, like more simpler eye looks and just a bunch of eye looks you can do this with, and it just looks really, really pretty. I really enjoy it. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the face. Now I'm going to start off using my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. I really like this primer because it is silicone based, and if you have any type of silicone based primers, these are the main ones that are going to fill in pores and really just smooth over your skin. Like, it really gives you that baby soft skin. So I like to apply that in my T-zone where I have the main, like, most enlarged pores, which is kind of right over my cheeks, and my chin and my nose is mainly my general area that I like to really apply this primer. So it just really fills in all the little nooks and crannies that needs to be filled. Alright, so I'm going to take my Anastasia Cream Contour Kit, and I'm just going to take the banana shade right here, and I'm just going to take a little bit of that. Now, I mean a little bit, because a little bit goes a long way. So I'm just going to take that on my Kabuki brush. This is a Morphe M439, and yeah, I'm just going to take a teensy bit of that product and apply it to my chin just to cover up this redness because this is red. My chin is busted. So I'm just gonna cover this up before we go into foundation. Alright, now that I've done that, I'm going to take my Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. This is in the shade W2, and I'm just going to use my same Kabuki foundation brush to blend this foundation out, and then I'm going to take my Morphe beauty sponge to blend out everything and make sure that it is just seamless and beautiful. But I do like to use my Kabuki brush first, just because it makes everything a lot more full coverage. Alright, now I'm going to take my Morphe Beauty sponge, and I have the contouring sponge, so it's the one that has the two flat sides. And I'm just going to pat over all this foundation just to make sure that everything really melts into the skin and is super seamless, and there's no kind of streaky lines from the brush, because that can definitely happen sometimes. So I just like to go over my foundation sometimes with this just to really smooth it out. Alright, now I'm going to take the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and this one's in the shade Light Sand. And yeah, I'm just going to apply this to my under eyes. I have very, very purple under eyes, so I really like to kind of cover these up, and the Shape Tape is definitely the greatest concealer to really do that with. There will be no purple showing through. I'm going to take it over a little bit on the bridge of my nose and a little bit over my chin, because those two areas kind of need a little bit more coverage, just because my nose is peeling a bit, and y'all already saw my chin. I don't even have to explain that. Now I'm just going to set those areas using my Laura Mercier translucent powder. Ooh. Oh god, that went everywhere. Now I personally like using a brush more than the beauty sponge to apply my powder under my eyes, because I just found that the more I was setting under my eye using like really packing it in there with the beauty blender, I don't know, sometimes I just feel like it can get a little bit more cakey. I just think that applying it with a really fluffy brush like this just gives it a more kind of airbrushed effect. I just personally like it better, so yeah, that's just my opinion. Now I really like to set over the areas that I have more redness or blemishes, because, you know, if you accidentally touch your face a little bit near the chin areas, especially where people would touch a lot, and that's where I have my blemishes right here. So I like to powder that a little bit more, just because I want it to kind of lock in. All right, now that I've done my base, I'm going to go ahead and set it using the Morphe setting spray. Continuously setting your face throughout your makeup routine is really a good thing to do, just because it really helps make sure that all your makeup just sinks in and melts in. So it's really good to do it throughout the layers of makeup that you do on your face especially. It just really helps melt everything into the skin. Now, yes, doing it after all your makeup is done is perfect. Like that's all you really need to do. You don't have to do any more than that if you don't want to, but I really have seen a difference in my skin and my makeup with continuously setting it throughout my makeup routine. It just really helps everything not look cakey and just makes everything look more smooth and blended. Now, I definitely do not do this all the time, but definitely for a more full glam look, I do like to cream contour. So I'm going to take the Graftobian Super palette. This is the warm cream color palette, and I'm just going to take the middle row more on the right side. This is my right side. I'm going to take those shades right there to cream contour. Now, I didn't apply any powder to these areas of my face, so that's not going to be a problem of having a cream over a powder. Now, you don't always want to do that because sometimes it can get a little cakey, so definitely keep your creams on top of creams and then apply powders after. So enough rambling. I'm gonna cream contour now. And if you guys are wondering, the brush I use is the Morphe G31 brush. Alright, so I'm just going to jump into contouring, and I'm just going to use the Chocolate Soleil bronzer from Too Faced. I don't really want to bronze just because I feel like doing the cream contour, it just did it for me. I really like those cream colors because they kind of dry to a, I don't want to say a powder finish because it doesn't look powdery, but it's not sticky, so I don't really feel like the need to set over top of it with a bronzer. Alright, now I'm going to jump into blush. I'm going to use the Morphe 8W Warm, 8W Warm palette. So I'm just going to go into that palette, and I'm going to take these two shades right here, Sweet and Babe. Now, Babe is kind of like a cheek topper. It's very highlighted, and I really do love blushes like that just because it kind of gives you that universal, just like, not universal, that all-around glow, like that dimension in your glow, because you're going to have your pop and highlight on your cheekbones, but then your cheeks are just going to be nice and glowy and beautiful from your blush. You get it? Yeah? Does that make sense? That makes sense. Alright, now I'm going to take the world's greatest highlighter, the most blinding highlight. This is the Kylie Cosmetics Loose Powder Highlight in the shade Santorini. I believe she might be calling these her Ultra Glow highlights. I'm not sure though. I just call it the Loose Powder Highlight, but yes, every time I wear this highlight, pretty much every time, somebody comments on it. It's very, very blinding and gorgeous and glowy, and I love it. You guys need to get this. It's amazing. And a little bit goes a long way, and I'm pretty sure it's only $14. That's cheap. Okay, I just attempted to film the rest of me highlighting my face on my Insta story. That's hard. I've never done that before. I've never really done an Insta story, and not really looking forward to do it again. Alright, now for my bottom lash line, I'm going to go ahead and blend out Bake Sale first. Alright, now I'm going to take my E38 brush, and I'm just going to take Chickadee right here, which is that nice orangey shade, and I'm just going to blend that really far down on my bottom lash line. Alright, now I'm going to take my angled liner brush and I'm going to take that super dark brown shade that we used to create that kind of false liner effect. And I'm just going to take this Cypress Umber shade from the Soft Glam Palette, and I'm just going to run that along, keeping it really close to my lashes on my bottom lash line. Alright, now I'm going to apply a nude liner to my waterline, and then I'm going to apply my Lilly Lashes in the style Mykonos. Alright, now I'm going to take ColourPop's Chi Liquid Lipstick, and then I'm going to top it with Bare Minerals Groovy Lip Gloss. Alright, now I'm going to set the living crap out of my face with the Morphe setting spray once again. Alright guys, that's the end of this makeup tutorial. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a big ol' thumbs up and subscribe to my channel right down below. Also hit that notification bell that's right next to the subscribe button so you can get a notification for every time that I upload so you don't miss out. But yes, I love you guys so much, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys!